We begin tonight with breaking news. 2 officers injured in a shooting on the southwest side. Just under an hour ago, officers took the suspected shooter into custody following an hours-long standoff.
3 big things to know right now. The 2 officers hurt in the shooting are in the hospital, and there's no word on their conditions. And before 9:30 tonight, the suspected shooter was arrested at an apartment complex on Highway 90 in West Oak. He has not been identified. And just minutes ago, police told us their homicide unit is leading the interrogation.
The shooting unfolding at 2 locations on the southwest side. The first at Oriental Avenue and then at Westward Drive. Police Chief William McManus says it started after a man with 3 warrants out for his arrest was spotted near Southtown. This then led to a chase, a carjacking, and standoff.
Our crews have been following this developing story all evening. We have team coverage tonight.
First, we start with Megan Vena, who's been live on the scene where the suspected shooter was taken into custody. Megan?
Well, EC is yes, we just heard from police minutes ago on an update on that suspect that was finally arrested by the SWAT team. It took about 3 hours to get him into custody without incident. That means no one else was hurt, which is definitely something that they are thankful for here. But this is a bittersweet night, as you know. A little bit more about that suspect. He is a 28-year-old man. Again, they're not releasing his identity just yet. He is on his way right now to be interrogated by that homicide unit, handling the investigation, because of course he shot 2 officers tonight. But again, this is still an ongoing situation. Behind me, you can see an active scene. Just down this road is actually where that apartment complex was, where he was barricaded for about 3 hours. And everyone inside that apartment complex was asked to evacuate during this situation. Everyone in that apartment complex is okay, but they're still not going to be allowed back in quite yet, because this still is an active crime scene. They're gathering evidence right now, still trying to get as much information as they can, because this was a very intense, very extensive crime scene and situation that unfolded tonight. But like I mentioned, really bittersweet. While that suspect, that shooter, is in custody and they're glad no one else was hurt, they still do have 2 officers that are hurt tonight. But I want to send it over right now to our Hannah Tita. She joins us live from another location where really this incident, it all unfolded to begin with. Hannah.
Yeah, that's right, Megan. It all started right here. We're at the corner of Floyd and Brazos Street, where you can see it's calm right now. But just hours ago, officers had this entire block taped off. Investigators say when police officers tried to take a violent criminal off the streets, they were met with gunfire. Shattered glass, an abandoned Mitsubishi with the driver's door still open. It's the first of 2 crime scenes that sent 2 officers to the hospital.
This individual is a very violent person. He was out on 2 bonds and currently is wanted on 3 warrants.
Police Chief William McManus says officers were tracking a wanted man this afternoon.
The individual left the apartment. He had a long gun with him. He got into a vehicle occupied by another person who was driving.
At some point, the passenger realized police were following him. That's when gunfire erupted on Floyd Avenue near Brazos Street.
And the person that we were looking for, who was riding passenger, started shooting at the car. One of the officers in the car was hit.
This torn-up back seat shows how the suspect fired through the back windshield. McManus says the 2 then got out of the vehicle and carjacked someone to make an escape.
It's a surprise for me when we came this way.
Nearby residents are shaken. McManus says police pursued the shooter as he headed west.
And fled in that to the Westwood Apartments behind us. At that point, we were still behind him. He fired at another officer, hit him multiple times.
We're told the shooter barricaded himself inside of an apartment on Westward Drive. Chopper video shows the massive response as police blocked the area off. Tonight, many are praying for the officers and their families.
I hope no one dies, that's for sure.
And of course, here on KENS 5, our thoughts are also with those officers and their families. As we've mentioned, their conditions have not been released yet. Henry Nusis.
Hannah, thank you. Now, the officers who were injured were taken to Brooke Army Medical Center and University Hospital.
Yeah, Andrew Moore joins us now from BAMC. And Andrew, what are you learning tonight?
Yeah, I'm here at Brooke Army Medical Center where one of those officers was taken. We found out that the other officer was taken to University Hospital. We found that out from police union president, Danny Diaz. He wasn't able to tell us anything about their conditions, but we heard from the chief earlier today. One officer was shot at least once. The other officer was shot multiple times. Chief McManus said that both are in serious condition. He said that one had been on the force for 6 years and the other 4 years, respectively. Fortunately, a separate source has been able to tell us that at least the officer here at BAMC is expected to survive. We've seen multiple police vehicles going in and out from about 6 to 7:30. It's been pretty quiet since that time. I was able to speak to Danny Diaz around an hour ago. However, he couldn't give me any more specifics, but he could say that they are rallying around their brothers and sisters in blue right now, for both of these officers. They are right now working to provide support to their families as well. Live at BAMC, Andrew Moore, KENS 5.
A lot of people rallying behind them. Thank you so much, Andrew. And you can follow any new developments on this story always online and through the KENS 5 app.
The other big story today nationally, former President Donald Trump surrendering to Georgia authorities. The Fulton County Jail releasing his mugshot after he was booked on charges he conspired to overturn Georgia's 2020 presidential election results.
And this marks the fourth time Trump has turned himself in over criminal charges, but it is the first time he was subjected to a mugshot. Now, the booking process was quick, just about 30 minutes, since Trump's attorneys and prosecutors had agreed earlier this week to a $200,000 bond. Trump once again is denying any wrongdoing.
It should never happen. If you challenge an election, you should be able to challenge an election. I thought the election was a rigged election, a stolen election, and I should have every right to do that. As you know, you have
18 other people are listed in the indictment, including Trump's former White House Chief of Staff, Mark Meadows, and his former personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani. The Fulton County DA is calling for the trial to begin in late October for all 19 defendants.
Across Texas, ERCOT's statewide call for power conservation has now ended. This comes after the grid underwent the tightest conditions we've seen all summer. Around 8 o'clock this evening, demand came extremely close to the available capacity. Grid operators blame the tight conditions on the heat and a dip in wind generation. Although there hasn't been a statewide conservation alert for tomorrow, according to its online dashboards, ERCOT does expect conditions to be tight again tomorrow afternoon.
And tonight, a warning from Bernie ISD. A student has reported that a man tried to pick her up at a bus stop. In an email to parents, the district says the incident happened yesterday in Bernie at Saks Ed and Thomas. Now, after the student was dropped off, she says that she was approached by a man in a white van with blacked out windows who tried to pick her up. The student thankfully got home safely. The Bexar County Sheriff's Office, including school police, are investigating. The school district is reminding everyone to be extra vigilant.
2 children found wandering the streets of San Antonio alone and in the dark. Tonight, the investigation is underway.
We were talking about the power grid and ERCOT. I've got a new supply and demand forecast for power through the weekend, plus rain chances return to the 7-day. Next.
We continue to follow breaking news after 2 officers were seriously injured in a shooting on the southwest side.
And after an hours-long standoff, police took the suspected shooter into custody at an apartment on Highway 90 and West Oak Road. That is where Megan Reyna joins us live with the very latest. Megan?
Henry, it's still an active scene out here right now. You can see behind me plenty of police cars, vehicles, the lights on, because they are still surveying this scene. Even though that suspect has been taken into custody, this is still a crime scene and they're still gathering all that evidence. A little bit more about that suspect. As you all know, this all started because police were searching for a man who had 3 warrants, who was out on bond. We learned that one of those warrants was for a violent crime, and then that man shot at one of those officers, then took took off, then shot another officer at a different location by the apartment, where he barricaded himself inside that apartment for about 3 hours. We know that he's a 28-year-old man. He is on his way, if not at police headquarters right now, being interrogated. Here's a little bit more, though, about how they captured him and about what's happening right now with that suspect.
Through hard work with our SWAT and negotiation team, and with the assistance of the U.S. Marshals, we're happy to say that the suspect is in custody. He will be transported to our headquarters to be interrogated, to be interviewed by our homicide unit, and then he'll be booked with new charges in addition to his warrants that he had outstanding. I don't know what those charges are going to be at this time, but we will update you once we get that information.
And of course, once those charges are filed, we will know his identity as well. Again, a 28-year-old man with a criminal history was out on bond and then shot 2 officers tonight. Those officers, a quick update on them. We learned from police that those officers are seriously hurt. That's still fair to say at this hour. They are both shot, but they are being treated. They couldn't give us an exact update if they are stable or not, but we do know one of those officers was a SWAT officer, another a patrol officer, and really right now it's a bittersweet time for this department. They are happy that no one else was hurt, that suspect is in custody tonight, yet they are still worried and thinking about their fellow officers in blue and really trying to rally around them tonight. Again, this is an active situation, an active scene, and people are still asked, even at this hour, to avoid this area. Going to send it back to you, Henry and Isis.
Megan, thank you so much for that live report. Meanwhile, tonight, 2 young children are safe after they were found just wandering the streets alone and at night. Around 5:30 this morning, police say they got a call about a child walking along the access road off Northeast Loop 410 near MacArthur Park. Officers found the child, who they say was 5 years old, and then began searching the surrounding neighborhoods for the child's parents. Well, police say the child did not have any injuries and was reunited with their mother, who told officers she walked out of the home. And earlier this week on Monday, police received a similar call about a boy walking on 36th Street in Brandywine. Police say the 4-year-old boy was found by a couple, and they say that the child couldn't tell officers where he lived or how to contact his parents. However, he was reunited with his family later that morning. Child Protective Services now investigating both of these cases.
Tonight, one person is in custody after making suspicious comments about a package at JBSA Lackland. The call came in around 8:45 this morning at the Luke East Gate. Officials say a man mentioned he had a package in his vehicle. After searching the suspect's car, officials say they did not find anything suspicious. The base was given an all clear just after 12:15.
And tonight, new clues in a hit and run where a woman was forced off the road. Police are looking for the driver of a white 2012 or 2013 Kia Ford, similar to this one on your screen. NLV is part of the license plate numbers. Now, police say this all happened on Saturday, August the 12th. A Kia tried to pass a Chevy Malibu on Northwest Loop 410 access road that's near Ingram Road, but ended up crashing into the Malibu. The 27-year-old woman driving the Malibu was seriously hurt. The driver took off. Police say the Kia, they say, also has damage. There could be a reward of up to $5,000 for information that leads to an arrest. Back to school tomorrow for a South Texas school district. Today, both students had to evacuate after workers accidentally cut a gas line and campuses were forced to close. Both ISD released its elementary, middle, and high school students early. The district says that all students and staff are safe. All school activities will resume as scheduled tomorrow.
Well, what a day it has been, Bill Taylor. We had those heat conservations or energy conservations happening earlier today.
When the mayor says we might see power outages, it really gets your attention. We got some pretty good rain chances, 30 to 40% Monday into Tuesday. Are you ready for some football?
BT, you know what time it is. Summer ain't over, but it feels like fall. Friday night football on a Thursday. I love week 1 because every team has the same record. It's like being friends with the guy who gives out parking tickets. You get a clean slate, total immunity, but only until the game ends on week 1. Start it in 6A. Churchill, Stevens. Stevens breaking in a new quarterback for the first time in 4 years. This is a good start. Ryan Luna making the reads. Somebody's open. It's Devin Tristan, 24 yards for our first touchdown of the year. Somebody get me some sparkling cider. 6-0 Stevens after a missed extra point. That was all the scoring they'd mustered. Churchill getting things done on the ground. That's Nikolai Pari. And then third quarter, watch quarterback Hunter Pavlicek. He's either getting bigger or your TV getting smaller. Incoming. Finds the cameras for the touchdown. His teammates like it. I heard them say good shift, as in change of direction. Chargers are 1-0. They win 21-6. Who needs a warrant when I've got a Warren? Warren Warriors welcoming Laredo United. This is a duo that's going to be hooking up all season long. Antonio Mesa finding Eli Realzola. Deuces, yo. They've already combined for 1,000 career yards. They might do 1,000 more. Let's play some D now. Laredo United here, pass complete to the sideline. But Andrew Martinez, go get your money. You have been repossessed. I don't know if it's a pick or a fumble. All I know, that's a takeaway. And you get the money, you get the ice. Gold all in my chain. Don't believe me, just watch. And then back on the offense, these two are some bad men. Mesa, Realzola, take that, rewind it back. We're almost a quarter of the way to 1,000 after one game. Warriors look sharp, they cruise 34-14. I got two more highlights coming your way. Vets Memorial and Harlandale, plus a clash on the south side. We're gonna take a quick timeout. Gotta reapply the makeup. It's football season, don't go anywhere. Back to business. Second half of our opening night of high school football. This one just went final. New Braunfels Unicorns were going for a sweep of state power Denton Ryan tonight. Denton Ryan just scored on the very last play of the game to win 27-24 as the clock hit zeros. Heartbreak city for the Unicorns, but that's why we love it. Harlandale, Vets Memorial. Harlandale's Jacob Saucedo playing Steve Young here. Naked bootleg to Michael Palomino for the touchdown. Indians strike first. I like that. That name, Palomino. But Vets Memorial, they weren't playing. Their star running back, James Peoples, sat out this game with a minor injury. He can be precautious. He's going to Ohio State next year. The backup, Christopher Bassett, picking up right where he left off. Long touchdown run there. Couple possessions later. Reverse. Oh, jet sweep. Jaquan Downing. He's gone. All the way to the crib. Patriots opening it up, and Harlandale at this point, they're just throwing darts at the board. This one, a lot of air under it. Watch Nathaniel Ortega, give me that. Patriots win this one in a big way. All that's left to do is wind out the final seconds. 42-19. You like these highlights? How about some South San Bobcats? I know our director Ray's into it. They haven't made the postseason since 2007. But remember, clean slate hosting McCollum. Watch this in the wishbone. 42. John Paul Fisher. Get off of him. Move the chains. Heck, just give him the chains. He'll probably eat them. Cowboys settling for the field goal. Now, Bobcats trying to respond. This is a slippery little player from Johan Calderon. Moving like a running back in the opening field. They move it into the red zone, but this is one you might want to look away of if you're a wide receiver. And no one in his zip code. All that was left to do, just hang on to it. Hey, week one. All that's left to go is up. McCollum, they tack on another field goal. And the Cowboys are going to get the shut piece in this game, 27-0. Those are our first highlights of the season, and you like them? I got great news for you. Friday Night Football, it's not even Friday yet. We got a whole nother slate tomorrow night. I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight.
Do this times 10 tomorrow. All right. Thanks so much, Nate Ryan.
Tonight, a former Texas jail is now booking guests instead of inmates. Yeah, the historic Bell County Jail converted into an Airbnb. This is located in Belton, Texas, which is close to Temple. The jail was built in the late 1800s, and while it has a great view, you'll have to see it through jail bars. So the Clink on the Creek, it has a 2-night minimum stay. I looked it up tonight. It's about $224 a night. I mean,
Interesting.
Clink on the Creek.
That's all my lawyer. I get one night.
And finally tonight, Fido gets to join in on the pumpkin spice craze. In honor of National Dog Day on Saturday, select Krispy Kreme locations will be selling Pupkin.
Oh.
Get it? Pupkin spice doggy donuts. They'll come in 4 different flavors, but you have to act fast if you want your best friend to try them, because Krispy Kreme is only selling these doggy donuts through next Thursday.
Doggy donuts.
Yeah.
Are you a fan of all the pumpkin spice?
I am.
I am too.
Oh, am
I've
I
already
ever.
started.
I know.
I've already started.
You're all about it.
Bring on the fall.
Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Good night.
I like the donuts. They're good.